fought bravely, proudly for your country. We're a special group, found in one another a bond that exists only in combat.
2 years since I seen home.
Band of Brothers was released in 2001 and was executively produced by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. Now, of course, we all know the awesomeness that is Saving Private Ryan. Imagine that, but 10 episodes at about an hour long, one of them a little longer, and exactly the same production value, and that is Band of Brothers. Band of Brothers is still to this day one of the best looking and one of the best written period piece action TV shows. But not only the action, the characters and the story are they're just damn good. They are just taken to a whole other level, and not to mention the fact that you get like an all-star cast of people, a lot of them before they became people, you know, where they take on the role of Easy Company, a real-life company within the American Army that were paratroopers and jumped down behind enemy lines and just before D-Day and fought in Germany. Yes, they did fight in Germany, but they fought in Normandy, they fought in Bastogne, and it's visceral. It's down, the way it's shot, the way it's acted is just I have no complaints. The only part of this TV series that has aged poorly is in the second episode when they're in the planes just about to jump out into France. And with the CGI on some of the planes being hit in the fire, you can tell that it is, it is computer generated. But I mean, it came out 23 years ago and it still holds up incredibly well. But all of the gunfire, the mortar launches, the tanks, the explosions, the death, the gore, horrific, of course, but looks incredibly awesome. Now, World War II was a horrific event, the same as World War I as well, and I don't know why people like myself are fascinated. Now, of course, in the late 90s, early 2000s, World War II in the world of video games with Medal of Honor and then Call of Duty was big for some reason. I think it was because of Saving Private Ryan. It kind of made it like, it brought World War II to the masses in a way that had never been done before. Well, besides the actual World War II, that happened nearly 100 years ago. But Band of Brothers is just fantastic. There's people in this series that you'll see is James McAvoy, you'll see Tom Hardy, Michael Fassbender, Dexter Fletcher. There's so much, there's so many. Even, I do apologise, I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays Abraham in The Walking Dead, he's in this as one of the main characters, and he is awesome. Everyone is awesome. Everybody brings their A game, and I don't know what more I can do to convince you to watch Band of Brothers. I watched it on Blu-ray, and I loved every single episode, and it's those little moments, those small moments between the characters, in between the action, which the action there is plenty of, and it is awesome. But it's those little character moments that make you feel invested and just... I genuinely felt sorry. I felt sorrow when characters got injured or killed or whatever happened to them. You feel for them because they became brothers throughout the horrific war. But Band of Brothers definitely gets a high recommendation from me, and 100% is definitely worth watching, and there has not been a one-off limited series. Of course, Game of Thrones, for the most part, argued the first few seasons could be some of the best in fantasy television, while Band of Brothers is the best in real-life biopic war television. It's just so damn good. But please let me know in the comments down below what you think of Band of Brothers, and as always, thank you very much for watching.
And know his mission to the detail.